So something really strange is going on with this upcoming Spider-Man Magic the Gathering collaboration. And I really want to talk about it in today's video. I want to talk about some very controversial things that are happening that you might not be aware of. I want to talk about price action. I want to talk about the set in general and where things seem to be going for Magic and so much more. But before we get into it, guys, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and of course comment as well. It really helps the channel out. Treasure Theory is growing tremendously, and let's keep this train going, right? So with any further ado, guys, let's start talking about Spider-Man. So Magic is releasing their first Marvel collaboration with Spider-Man. That's right, Spider-Man's going to be the next upcoming set. People are super hyped about it, and there's of course a lot of interesting controversy that's been going on with this set. But guys, we are coming fresh out of the Final Fantasy hype, which blew things so out of the water with those gold chocobo serialized cards and so much more. Final Fantasy is such a huge IP and beloved game. I think it really created this new form of speculation for upcoming Universes Beyond Magic sets. Now, obviously, a lot of people are not happy with this in the Magic card game, and, you know, I get it. Obviously, there's a lot of collectors and investors and all this stuff, and people who just want to play the game. They just want to get their hands on some product and just buy some cards, which is fair enough. I mean, scalping is a problem across every card game. But, of course, you know, this Final Fantasy serialized card stuff really kind of created a new form of demand for upcoming Magic sets. And now that we've got the first ever Marvel collaboration with Magic, we have the Spider-Man set, it begs the question, why the hell did they not put serialized cards in this Magic set? We literally have the top chase card, as far as I know, which is an Infinity Stone, Wizards of the Coast. Why didn't you serialize those? I mean, how many stones exist? There's not that many. I don't really understand why they didn't do that. I think that would have been incredible. You know, do one of one even. So there would have only been like each stone is just one of one, which, you know, granted, I think could have maybe it would have been a little too low of a chase, but there was only 77 chocobos. There was only one ring in the Lord of the Rings set. I think there was a huge opportunity missed here. But with that being said, this kind of leads me into why I think there's some controversy going on, or the controversy I've been seeing online. And please, by all means, contribute to this. I really want this to be an open dialogue in the comment section. So, obviously, no serialized cards in the collector's packs or the sets for Spider-Man. Okay, so what else is really going on here? I mean, who cares, right? Like, if you love Spider-Man, you're gonna get into Spider-Man. If you love Magic, you're gonna buy this set. So the other controversy here that's been going on is that apparently there's speculation that Wizards of the Coast have been using AI to make the artwork in Spider-Man. Now, I haven't done too much digging on this. I've just come across a couple of videos, but there does seem to be a lot of people in the comment section and just community in general who are commenting on this. I've looked at the set. I mean, you know what? AI is just getting so difficult to understand and to pick out these days. I really couldn't tell you if there's AI in this. And I'm not going to accuse Wizards of the Coast of anything, but they have actually been called out in the past for being caught using AI art, which is, you know, not a great look. I mean, we really want to stick with artists here. Artists are a beloved part of art, you know? I mean, the person behind the art is what kind of really makes the art itself unique and has a unique signature. And I think once we start removing that, I think we start losing the plot here. I think we start really devaluing art, and I think we really start hurting the card game. You know, I'm a big One Piece guy, and you know, there's a lot of artists in the One Piece card game who are also artists for the Pokemon card game, and you know, it's really cool to see that, you know, specific artists are connected to different cards from different card games. Can't really speak on Magic. Who wants to buy AI art? Okay, AI art kind of sucks. So okay, those are two controversies we will set aside. There's been another really fascinating controversy going on, and again, this has been speculation. I have no real evidence of this, but there's been a lot of speculation as to why Wizards of the Coast seems to be pushing for the next set, Avatar: The Last Airbender, before Spider-Man even really comes out. So over the last couple of months, you know, there's been a lot of push for the Avatar: The Last Airbender set, which, by the way, super hyped about that, really excited about that set, really hoping I can get some because I love Avatar: The Last Airbender. Great show. And the Spider-Man set's not even out yet. I think it's coming out next week. I've barely seen anything about it. There's really been not a whole lot of push for it. It seems like all over their marketing and stuff, they're just pushing Avatar ahead of Spider-Man, which I think is really fascinating. I think it's very interesting, and it causes a lot of speculation. And the speculation that I'm seeing, okay, is that there's something going on behind the scenes with Wizards of the Coast and Marvel or Disney. I have no proof of anything. This is all speculation, but some people are saying that basically Wizards of the Coast are having some problems with the deal of this whole situation. Obviously, this collaboration, this is an IP of Marvel and Disney, and I've heard, I don't know if this is true, I've heard that they're not going to be reprinting this set or something. I don't know if, after this initial first set is launched, I can't remember if they said there's going to be just a low amount of these cards, Spider-Man cards, printed, and I think that's it, or they're changing the art design. I can't quite come across, I can't quite remember what I was seeing, but again, this is all just speculation online, but people are obviously saying a lot, and yeah, essentially with the whole marketing Avatar: The Last Airbender before Spider-Man, it just seems very odd. It seems like a very poor decision, especially considering how big Spider-Man is. Spider-Man's a bigger IP than Avatar: The Last Airbender, as far as I checked, and it's the first Marvel set. I mean, Marvel's massive, okay? So, really just strange things going on behind the scenes here. And it seems like Wizards of the Coast is like, all right, let's just focus on the next set ahead. So, that's been a really interesting thing I've been seeing online. Really couldn't tell you if it's true or not, but, just based on the current action of what's been happening with Spider-Man, really does beg the question why Wizards decided to do this. And again, don't quote me on the reprint thing, but I do believe that this set will be worth getting. But I do want to talk about price action, and I want to talk about the future of this set and maybe the short-term market too. So we don't have serialized cards. We have some AI art controversy, and of course we've got some strange marketing going on behind the scenes. That being said, I think Spider-Man is a huge IP. Spider-Man is a beloved Marvel superhero. I mean, I love Spider-Man, personally. I've always loved Spider-Man. And I think if people like Spider-Man, they're going to want to get this set. And I think that if you're looking to get into Magic and you want to have some Spider-Man cards, well, there you go. Why wouldn't you, right? But if we're going to talk about price action, talk about investing in the collector box and stuff like that, I think the fact that there's no serialized cards in this set has dramatically impacted the price of this collector set. We have already seen the price speculation drop a lot. People were thinking this was going to go in the thousands immediately, like Final Fantasy. And I think because there's no serialized cards, I think that's obviously having a huge role here. And some people are saying that the Spider-Man collector boxes, and by the way, I am mainly only talking about Spider-Man collector boxes. Everything else is kind of just whatever. But the Spider-Man collector boxes, I think we might see a bit of a dip when those come out. Now, I don't know if that's going to be for sure. I do intend to actually get a Spider-Man collector box when it's released. So I'm either going to lose a lot of money or, I'm gonna win the game here with Spider-Man. But I really do think we might see a bit of a dip from all of these little controversies going on. And I think in the short term, the Spider-Man collector boxes will probably go down in price a little bit. Now, long term, okay, I think that maybe in the next 6 to 12 months, definitely in the next year or two, I mean, if they're not going to reprint this set anymore, and this is the first Marvel Spider-Man collaboration with Magic. I mean, listen, supply and demand is a very straightforward thing. I think that if they, of course, are done with this set, once it's all out there, I think there's going to be a scarcity with the Spider-Man collector boxes, and I think it's going to affect the price. Now, I obviously don't know where the prices could go down the road. Final Fantasy, of course, was just this monstrous, huge, successful situation where like everything seemed to be going right with that set. I think that short term, the Spider-Man collector set is probably going to take a little bit of a hit, but I do think long term this is going to be a set worth having. I think that if there is a dip, you should buy the dip. Obviously, I think Spider-Man as an IP is big and worth holding on to, especially entering this era of card investing and stuff like that. And, I think it's personally going to be worth holding on to. Like I said, I'm going to get a collector's box, hopefully, if they can provide it, because obviously there's a lot of demand. But overall, this is kind of what I'm thinking is going on here. The Spider-Man set's been very interesting. I do think the cards look pretty awesome, and I really hope there's no AI being used in this. And I think the comic book style looking cards and all that sort of stuff are pretty cool. The Infinity Stone, again, I think it was a very missed opportunity with the serialized card. I think that could have been really cool, but, I don't work at Wizards, so whatever. But again, a lot of very interesting things going on with this set. I do think the Spider-Man set is probably worth grabbing. I can't really predict the price action of this set, but it's Marvel, okay? So, and it's the first Marvel, so let's just kind of, make our own rational decisions. And of course, none of this video is financial advice. We're just talking and speculating. But I am personally looking at getting a box of this, and I say a box because I'm not going to invest $10,000-$20,000 into scalping this set, but I do kind of want to hold on to it and see what happens. But other than that, guys, there you have it. That's the whole conversation about the Spider-Man set right now and the collector boxes. I think this era we're going into with Magic is very interesting. Is this a bubble? I mean, very well could be. I think that the last 2 years have really created a huge boom with collectors. And, if we're going to speculate on that stuff, I mean, a lot has changed since, 2020. A lot of new investment vehicles and strategies have come up, and there's a lot of new speculation that, a lot of crypto bros are coming in here and buying up collectors now because NFTs basically got boring. And, at the end of the day, it is greed, and there's nothing we can do about it. But, if you want to win the game, you either play it or you don't, right? So that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. A video should pop up on the screen. Be sure to click it, and I will see you over there.